Welcome back to another video. In this video, we will be talking about how to use your default mode network to achieve your goals. So if you're interested in that, definitely stick around. Great, so we've been talking a lot about the reticular activating system, mindset in general, but now we're finally gonna get to talk about the default mode network. The default mode network, in very simplistic, plain language for even a 10-year-old to understand, think of it as your automated responses, the habits that you've built over time, the personality, the lifestyle that you currently have, right? So let's actually take a step back and understand how we actually get to this point. And I always bring out the domino effect of how your thoughts eventually lead to a lifestyle. And let's go ahead and recap what that looks like, right? So you as a normal human, you're having anywhere between 50 to 60,000 thoughts per day, right? That's a lot of thoughts. That's just like running through your head at all given times. And as a result of that, some thoughts are serving you, some thoughts are not serving you. And based on those thoughts, sometimes you need a sequence of thoughts for you to take an action on. Sometimes one thought leads you to an action, but eventually you do an action, right? You're thinking about something, you eventually take it. If it's something painful, maybe you'll run away from it. If it's pleasurable, maybe you'll run towards it. And as a result of that, eventually those actions will lead to some sort of behavior that you're gonna be doing. That's gonna be a repeatable, similar behavior that you've been doing since of the fact that you're thinking about it. So those thoughts lead to actions, and those actions lead to a behavior that you do. And then eventually, if you do it long enough, it becomes part of your what? Habit. Those behaviors repeated over time become habits. And this is the situation where the DMN kicks in, because initially those thoughts, depending on what you're looking at, what you're touching, what you're smelling, what you're eating, they actually activate your reticular activating system, right? We've been talking about that selective focus. And eventually, once you act on it and it becomes a behavior and it becomes a habit, that's when your DMN gets overridden. So think of your DMN, your default mode network, as the natural ways of you doing whatever you're doing. So if you've learned how to tie your shoe, over time, you no longer think about tying your shoe because your body had created a system, right? Figured out a process in always doing the same exact thing consistently, repeatable, scalable. And if you think about it, it's a very similar definition to a habit. Habit is a repetitive behavior that you do over time that become a habit, right? Same concept, your DMN, your default mode network right now, it's in one particular way. Think of it as like a highway. It's the same highway all the time. Eventually, that highway might get broken down. That highway might get some sort of issue occurring where they'll go ahead and break it down and build a new highway, maybe a new exit or two along that path as well. Same concept with your body. We want to leverage your RES to selectively focus on whatever you want to either, rebuild or build a new one, so that way you can actually let it serve you. And in this case, how do we actually leverage our DMN to achieve our goals, right? Our goals are always some sort of abstract idea that we want to sort of accomplish, right? So let's think about it. Maybe you have a goal of waking up every single morning and taking a cold shower. Maybe you have a goal of waking up and not feeling sore or stiff or tight. You know what I'm saying? So we have to figure out exactly what that goal looks like. And in the context of this channel, it's gonna be mostly around health-related goals. If your goal is to lose weight, right? Let's just say you're over 20 pounds, 30 pounds, 50 pounds overweight, whatever your normal weight should be based on your height, based on your age, then we want to figure out whatever that is. So if your goal is to now reduce your weight, then let's think about first, what is your current default mode? What is your current mode of living? And you'll realize that more than likely very limited movement, so you're not really exercising much. Your ability to consume food is a little out of whack because you probably like a lot more sugar in your food, a lot of sweets, right? A lot of carbs, a lot of bready substances, because that's just so damn yummy. And then also your mind. After you realize you're overweight and you're not eating right, your mind might be out of whack. You might be feeling, your mental health might be out of whack. You might feel a little depressed. So as you can see, your default modes are all out of whack, or one of them are out of whack: your movement, metabolism, mindset. So we have to figure out what is your default mode for those three categories. And then based on understanding that, then we figure, okay, what do we need to do to override it or create a new pathway on top of it? And so this is where the selective awareness comes in, your focus, which is where you want to leverage your RES. And then eventually, once we go ahead and try a new thing, whatever that new thing might be, it might be an old thing that you're just redoing it, which is going to become a new thing. Then you're slowly over time. And the key to the default mode is you have to keep doing it over and over. Initially, your activation energy will be really, really high because you have to put a lot of effort into it. But over time, your body has the ability to continuously adapt, minimize the energy usage, and eventually make it its default mode. Did you catch that? Right, we bring it all back into the default mode network. We want to make sure that we pursue activities, actions, behaviors, habits that serve us. And this is where the default mode really will shine and will help you achieve your goal. So if your goal is, listen, by the end of 30 days, I want to go ahead and take a cold shower every single day, then like I said, in the beginning, you're going to use a lot of activation energy, a lot of selective awareness, focus to do that task, to do that behavior, to do that habit eventually. And then eventually you will reach your goal and boom, your DMN, your default mode network is now this new network that will help actually serve you. Right, this is a very powerful thing. I've been doing it. I've been stacking massive amounts of habits so I can actually override my default mode, which is allowing me to look like the way I look right now. I'm very happy and proud of the fact that I put a lot of sweat and tears to making this a reality. And I think you can as well, if you want to, of course. If you don't want to, then it's just all words that is coming out of my mouth into your ears. And you can probably go ahead and watch another video if you are just in that mode. But if you're serious and you really want to take action and you know that what you need to do, you just need someone to sort of just guide you. Here I am. Here I am at this point in time in your life to help you achieve what you want to achieve. With that being said, guys, hopefully that made sense to you. Understand that now we are at that default mode part of mindset. We talked about the RES. Now we're talking about the default mode, and with the default mode, if you are serious, you can go ahead and override your default modes and then eventually achieve whatever goal you had in mind. It just takes time and energy, but which you do have. If you are watching me right now, you have that. With that being said, guys, if you like the video, give me a like, letting me know you like the video. If you dislike the video, go ahead and give me a dislike, letting me know why in the comments below so I can improve upon future iterations. And as always, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It lets me know that you like my stuff, and at the same time, it motivates me to keep going. Other than that, there's a notification bell. It'll let you know when the next video pops off. I tend to use that with my favorite creators. So if you are interested in that type of stuff, go ahead and do that. And if you don't have the time, go ahead and put it into a watch later so you can watch it whenever you are available. Other than that, I really hope every one of you have an amazing day. Leverage your DMN. I will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.